Hi guys, this is Terry with Adorable Deco Decor, and I'm down here making some more decorations for my own home, and have a swag to, one more Christmas swag to make, and I thought I'd share it with you. It's just going to be a real simple, basic, traditional Christmas swag, but like I said, I thought I would come on here and share it with you. So anyway, I said I needed to make 3 teardrop swags. I just wanted something real classic, traditional for actually it's not the front of our house, it's the side of our house, but it's the side where everybody comes in. It's on our garage. We've actually got 3 garage lights, and my husband and I talked about it. We needed to replace what we had hanging there. I just had a few greenery swags and a bow, and they were looking kind of tired. It was like the 3rd year for them. And it's subject to the elements. But anyway, they were looking tired, so I talked with him, and we came up with this design. But anyway, what I have, we're just starting out with just a 24-inch teardrop swag. And I got these from a wholesaler, but you can get them anywhere. And it says it's 24 inches, but I can guarantee you about all my swags I make end up being much, much larger than that. And then I needed something a little bit bigger, so I had these greenery stems that I had bought last year, and I think I got these from Sim's Pottery, if I recall, but they're flocked, and that's just going to add just a little bit more interest and dimension to these. You can see just by adding this what it does. And then I've just got some odds and end greeneries. Just scraps really that I have in my box. I don't throw anything away, as most crafters do. And I even have some greenery left from the swags that I had hanging there before. I've saved those, and we're using those as fillers. And then I've got this 6-inch velvet ribbon that I got from Sam's a couple of years ago. It's just been waiting there. I knew what I was going to do, use it for when I bought it, but I just haven't had the need yet. But this is going to be the year. And of course, we've got the berries. Oh, and since Hobby Lobby is closed on Sundays, I had to go to a local craft store that we have here in Terre Haute, Jeffrey Allen's, and these were the closest ones I could find. They are water resistant. Where I'm hanging these, there is an overhang, but it does get some weather. So, and to be honest, I'm not sure how the flocking is going to do, but we'll see. I'll tell you whenever after the season. So, all right, well, let's get started. And if you've watched me before, you've seen I do this a lot. I add, I start out, I love these 24-inch swags that I get from Sim's Pottery, but they're real basic. And I love that I love to add stems. It makes it just real simple. And I've already got, like I said, I've got 2 of them made. I haven't put berries on this one yet, but I want to come down just a little bit just to make room for my bow. I'm going to say about that far. What is that, about 6 inches maybe? Yeah, about 5 inches. But we're going to come down a little ways on my swag. And I'm actually going to compare it to make sure I'm not messing up and making it longer than it needs to be. Okay, that's about right. And then I've got zip ties, just clear. I ran out of green ones, or I'd be using green zip ties, but, and we're just going to take those and we're joining the spine to the spine of this stem. And I never do tighten it down completely to start with. I always give it just a little bit of room because I do make mistakes a lot. So Oh, Tammy's making a mesh Christmas tree for her front porch. Yeah, I've got a good part of my front porch done. I've got to put some. I'm going to put some swags on um, around the door frame. But I've got it kind of a naked corner, and I think it needs a Christmas tree. I didn't think about doing a mesh one though. I've not ever done that. I've seen some really cute ideas. Okay, and I usually put 3 of these in here. Like I said, we're not going to tighten it down completely to start with. Need one more zip tie. And if you don't have zip ties, you could use pipe cleaners, or, you know, at Dollar Tree has these really nice greenery. They're like pipe cleaners, only they look like evergreen. And I'm actually out of those. I used them up on my last swag. But those are really nice. They're Dollar Tree. Check it out. I think every place, Hobby Lobby, or Joann's, well, Jeffrey Allen's always has been really nice, but I noticed this year it seems like all these craft stores are kind of up in their game. I think they noticed how the crafting and wreath making and that is all kind of taken off. I think they really have upped their game this year. I have noticed too some copycat designs. I bet you guys have too. All right, I'm just going to tighten these once I was happy with the placement. Cut off the ends. Okay, and that's what we have. Okay, and I didn't tell you I had fluffed this swag before. You know, I say it every time, so obviously you're going to want to fluff it. And I kind of go ahead and intermingle some of this greenery with the flocked greenery, just so it doesn't look like it's laying on there. And again, to add some interest. Always love to mix my greeneries. Okay, so that's what we have right now. We have this great big stem, or rod here. We need to get rid of that. And then I bent that up. I like to bend it down because you never know if somebody's going to reach in there, try to realign their bow or something. Okay. You don't want anybody to get hurt, namely yourself. All right, let's hang that up on there. And I've kind of hollowed out a place for my bow. Hope you guys can see that all right. Okay, let's start on our bow. I'm going to use my bow maker just to hold the ribbon. Like I said, it's a 6-inch wired velvet. I don't know if I tried to stay away from Sam's ribbon this year. I'd bought so much, and to be honest, I've probably got 2 great big tubs of ribbons I've not even touched yet. So I stayed out of there, so I don't know if they have this ribbon again this year or not. But anyway, I had used, or have made 14-inch loops on the other ones, and we're just going to make 4 loops. And let me see if I can kind of zoom in here. I'm not very good about talking and doing at the same time, but hopefully you can kind of see what I'm doing. Like I said, it's 14-inch loops. It's a big bow, but it kind of sinks in whenever you actually put it on the swag. So it looks kind of small. Let me make sure I measured that right. I didn't. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, and when you come back here in the back, it's just one-sided ribbon. We're going to twist it. Make another 14-inch loop. This 6-inch ribbon's a little bit awkward to handle, but you could use your easy bow maker. I don't know. I did the first one by hand, so I decided I'll just make all of them by hand. Just gonna pop that up there and make sure, yep. And every time I come back to the back, I'm twisting. And some people can eyeball these and not have to measure. Yeah, I'll get in there. I can't, so I have to measure a lot when I'm making a big bow. If I'm just making a small bow, I don't have to, but okay, there again, I'm to the back again. I'm going to twist so the right side of the ribbon is pointing outward. I like this ribbon. It's stiff, as you can see. Tape. Oh, sorry about that. I just jumped. My phone made a noise, and I just jumped down my skin. Sorry about that. It was a good thing. It was a cha-ching from Etsy. But I'm just going off right here in my ear. Okay. It takes a minute to get it all the way I want them, but it does stay. It's good ribbon. And what is it, like I think I paid $6.96 for this great big roll. It's got, I can't tell. It says 50 or 25 yards, but anyway, it's good ribbon. Okay. And even for the tail, I want to twist when I come to the back here. Let's cut off a good length of it. Okay, and then I've got a pipe cleaner. Hey Sharon, how are you doing? Hi Kathy and Teresa, Vicky. Everybody's joining in. I appreciate it. Okay. All right, so that's what we have so far. And I bring it down just a little bit. I want just a little bit of greenery up above my bow. And that's why we set this down here too, this stem. We'll just tie that around. And you can use whatever color pipe cleaner. I use red just so it would blend in with the bow. But it's down in there in the center so much you could use the green, so then you wouldn't have to hide it back here. But what I do, I just cover up the back with some greenery. You can just kind of manipulate it around. But since this is going to be for myself, I don't care. Nobody's going to be looking at the back of my house. We'll cut that off. Tuck it in. Okay. Just going to fluff it out here. Okay, and like I said, this is the first one I've made, and whoops, you guys can't see that. Sorry about that. This was the first one I've made. I'm just keeping that there for reference, just so I can kind of get them close to looking the same. They don't have to be the exact same. And this one is going to be on opposite sides of the garage, so I want it to mirror the other side. So I want this side to be a little shorter. I want this side to be a little longer. If that makes sense to you. So go ahead and trim this down. Like I said, this is just a real basic, classic Christmas swag that you can whip up in no time. And you know, I kind of looked around our neighborhood, and I really don't make a whole lot of basic, classic things to sell on my Etsy shop. But that seems like when I drive around, that's what everybody has. So I need to start thinking about that. If you're doing things for selling anyway, we always try to go for the, you know, the out there, over the top kind of things, but some people just like basic. I know my mother, she's always telling me I put too much stuff on my things. All right, let's see. Make this one just a little bit shorter. Doesn't have to be perfect. I say that all the time. I heard my granddaughter say that to somebody the other day. I just thought that's funny. That's my motto. Doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, I think this one needs to be a little bit shorter, but we'll wait just a little bit, so just so it kind of mirrors the other one. Okay, now we're just going to go and stick some berries on it. Like I said, I've got these berry stems that I picked up from Jeffrey Allen's. And they're not exactly like those, but we're going to try and make do. Oh, thank you, Rosario. And you say you didn't see any red ribbons like that at Sam's. Yeah, I said I don't know if it was there this year or not. I was good this year. I did not buy any Sam's ribbon. I may have bought enough last year for 2 or 3 years, I think. Let's cut this off. I think all these groupings are going to be a little bit bigger than that other one. I may have to put this as the third one and these two on either side. But we'll see. We'll see what it looks like. I went to the craft store a while ago. I told you, and you know, you don't go in there and you just don't look for what you went for. And I was wanting to get some Yankee Candle things, and so I was smelling all of them. And one of them had a leak, and it was evergreen, and I feel like I'm wearing evergreen now. You guys can't smell that, can you? Hi, Margaret. How are you doing? Like I said, I hope everybody had a good holiday weekend. I was kind of sad to see it come to an end. You know, my boy going back home to Texas. It's always bittersweet. Okay. Now, I wanted a couple of sprigs popping out from the top here, just to give it a little height. And I forgot to tell you, I did add a couple of things of ribbon, but I'm going to do that afterwards. I should have looked at it before I finished my bow. I could have just made it part of my bow, but I forgot. So. I got glue over my hands. Some of these are kind of stuck together. And And even with the stems, you want to kind of play with them and kind of, you know, move them around, kind of fluff them. They're not just straight up and down in nature, and so you try to make it look as natural as you can. Oh, thank you, Margaret. I appreciate that. Okay, let's stick another one on the other side. A few of them kind of shooting out from the bow as well. And so I'm going to need to kind of cut up a couple of these, make them smaller. I'm always dissecting stems and picks and that, because I don't have that much of one hanging out from. Let's do this. Maybe we'll. Like I said, I want them to kind of match the other one I've got hanging up back there. I'm getting glue all over myself today. All right, I'm trying to find another one to kind of tear apart. So how many of you guys are done with your Christmas shopping? My goal is to be done next week. That would be officially the earliest I've ever been done. We'll have to see if that actually happens though. But I did start the earliest I've ever started. I started like in June or July just because I saw something that I had to get for some of my girls. So that's been taken care of a long time ago. There we go. Alright. Now the berries are going to be bigger on this one. That's just the way it's going to have to be. I tried to find some others that were a little bit more like it. I don't know if Hobby Lobby would have had them, but I wanted to do it today. So, all right, we'll have some. Anytime I make a swag like this, I try to kind of surround the bow. We'll stick these up in here also. It just kind of highlights the bow. These are going to be kind of peeking out from there. All right, we need one here. Now, if I were making this for a customer, I would have waited to try to get something a little bit more close, but I guess I could have ordered them or something, but like I said, it's just for us. And I can tell you, nobody's going to drive up to our garage and say, do you know your berries are different on your swags? So, okay, let's see. One more over here. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I can hear my husband's upstairs watching John Wayne. Can you guys hear that? Oh, Lori's done Christmas shopping. Oh my gosh. You're one of those people. I wish I could do that. I don't know. I'm so indecisive. I think that's probably part of my problem. I see people go out and shop on Black Friday and get everything done. But I can tell you, this year I'm not going to be wrapping presents on Christmas Eve. That was one of my resolutions. I'm just cutting, these berries are all stuck together and it doesn't allow me to kind of fluff this stem. Okay, we're just going to sneak this right down here on the bottom. I'm just looking at it. I feel like there's a hole here. I didn't even notice it on this one. I need a few berries over there. I'll have to remedy that. Okay. All right. Let's just stick just a few over here. Sometimes you got to walk away before you can see some of your holes. There we go. Might as well use this last one. Do you know, it was the longest time too. I did not know that there was a difference between water-resistant berries. But apparently if they are soft, they're water-resistant. If they're hard, they're not water-resistant. Just a FYI. So, okay, now I'm ready to go ahead and start adding these. I'm going to add these tails here. I'm just going to cut off a few inches of ribbon. And I always cut it longer than I think I'm going to need. All right, and I have two choices here. I could use the evergreen ties to secure this into the swag, or I could take a pipe cleaner, or like I said, on the other ones I use that evergreen pipe cleaner that Dollar Tree has. But I used my last one just a few minutes ago. So we're going to use pipe cleaners. I hope I have some green ones close. These are supposed to be evergreen colored, but they're more like a neon color. But there again, it's okay. It's just my house. Oh, Lori says she's retired, so she has time for shopping. Well, good for you. I'm glad for you. Hi, Beth. How are you doing? Thank you for joining in. Okay, I'm just going to take this. I'm going to stick it up in there. Let's see, just below these. I'm going to wrap it around the spine of the swag. Make sure to just wrap it around a couple of times. And if I were making this for a customer, of course, I would use more of the evergreen colored pipe cleaners, and it would be covered. Okay, and we're just pinching this, making a little tail. And then we're going to have this one just kind of shooting out the bottom here. Now, if I was still thinking I was going to mirror these with that one, I would have swapped the swag, or swapped the tails. This would have been higher and such, but like I said, these berries don't match very well on that, so I'm going to have to readjust my initial plan. I'm going to have to mirror with my other one so that the berries match, because they're going to be pretty close together. This third one is going to be off to the distance a little bit, so that'll be okay. All right, let's I'm just doing a dovetail of the ribbon. Well, shoot, can't get it at the right angle. We'll come from the top instead. This one needs to be a little bit shorter. And I made a pretty deep V-cut, just so because I wanted some of the greenery to pop out from behind it, behind the ribbon. Okay, now I'm going to make the tails up here. These, of course, won't be as long. And if I was thinking, like I said, I should have just made it part of the bow, but I wasn't thinking. I was talking. They're just real short tails. We'll stick those in there. I like always to have a little bit something popping out the top of my swag. These may not be long enough. We're going to do the same thing. Let me pop these in here real quick just to make sure. Yeah, they were. They're all right. Now I forget what I was going to say. Get 2 more of these. Oh, oh, you're welcome, Rosario. I hope I motivate somebody. We've got grandchildren now that are starting to, they're excited for Christmas and stuff. There for so many years, I just was like ho-hum about Christmas, but it's a lot funner when you have grandkids, I can tell you. I told my husband I wanted our house to be magical when the kids come over. So I remember going to my grandma's house, and she had the Christmas tree all up, and everything was all decked out, and I remember that. It was special. Okay, just going to drop that down because I'm too short. And every time I'm joining something, I'm taking it around the spine. There we go. Yeah, I got it hung up on the berries. Sorry, guys. There we go. And there again, I cut a pretty deep V in that. Again, because I want the berries and the greenery to kind of show behind it. Smash my bow. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. We're almost done with this, guys. We just need to fill in a little bit more of the greenery. I'll show you what we'll do. So we still got some areas that don't have does not have the flocking. Okay. Now, if we were making that while we were making the bow, if we were planning to make those tails while we were making the bow, what we could have done is just make an extra loop on top. And so it'd be 5 loops instead, and then just snip that one in half, and then you got 2 tails up there. So, all right, we got our berries, we got our ribbon tails and such. I don't think this is matching very well, but that's okay. Now I need to bring some more of the evergreen in. We have no flocking up here. So I'm going to steal from a couple of those scraps that I had, and we're just going to place those in there just so it doesn't, so it kind of makes some unity with the swag. And these they almost look like little cacti off of this little pick that I have. I'm just going to stick those on either side. And this greenery is really good about grabbing a hold of that glue. Once you stick it in there, as long as you're, up against the needle ties, it's going to stay. All right, let's see. Trying to decide which one I'm going to mirror. I don't have the berries here, so let me think a second. So I'm going to have to switch my tails just a little bit on that one. Probably be easier. But so let's go ahead and I'm going to shorten this one. Hope that's making sense to you guys, what I'm talking about. Sometimes it's clear as day to me, and somebody else is like, "What are you talking about?" I know what I'm talking about. It's still not quite short enough. Okay. All right, now I've got a couple of, I don't know if you can see them, there's a couple of bald spots over here, and right here, and we're going to need to fill those in with a little bit more flocked greenery. And this stem just happens to have some of these that'll look real similar to this. If I can find, there we go. might have to turn it towards me just a second here. There we go. Okay. All right, that makes that a lot nicer here. Now I need to do the same thing over here. I can find what I did with that one. Oh, it's right here in my hand. Okay, turn it this way. And I still need a little something right here. Just trying to keep it to that teardrop form without any holes. There we go. Now I want to put just a little bit more of the flocking in here. There again, we're kind of out here and a little bit more narrow here, so we need a little bit more greenery up there. Let me see what I've got here. Actually, I've got these, but I think I need more flocking, not that. So. Right there. Perfect. See, there are times whenever not throwing things away does come in handy. Because like I said, with the exception of the berries, this is all stuff I already had. I didn't have to go out and buy anything. Which is scary in itself, isn't it? Okay, here's another one of these pieces. Okay, over here. Got glue strings everywhere. Okay, I think we're done. Let me pop it toward me real quick here. And still got a hole over here. We need just a little piece of greenery. Let's see. I think something like this will do. There we go. Okay, and that's that. My bow all. Kind of wishing I probably should have used this ribbon a little bit more. Isn't that nice? I mean, you put it there and it's staying. So I'll zoom in here a little bit so you can see a little up close. Not me, the swag. So there we go. Quick and easy. Okay. All right, guys. That's all I have for you today. Like I said, I just wanted to pop on here real quick and show you what I was working on. And I'll keep moving on my Christmas decor. You guys have a great rest of your evening, and I will catch up with you next time. Bye-bye. Thanks for joining.